Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Isaiah, and on my channel I just live my life and I do stuff, and you're just here for the vibes. You're honestly just here for the vibes, and it's okay. And on our Pride Month, I will be sharing with you guys my first ever hookup story time and how that went, because bitch, it's a mess. Before we get into it, I just want to thank everybody that subscribed to my channel. I don't know exactly how much. I think it's like 820 or 830 or something like that. Bitch, we are at 843 subscribers at the time of recording this video. 843 subscribers. I know you're fucking lying. Get me to 1K followers and I'm gonna drop my nudes and I'm gonna text my ex. But thank you guys so much if you've been following me since my I got fired from Disney series, or if you followed me before getting fired from Disney, or however long you've been subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, and let's keep it going. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, like y'all, I've been trying to do YouTube. Like 2018 is when I was like trying like hard, and then I like stopped trying, and I'm finally having a breakthrough, and I just want to thank you guys so much. I'm happy regardless, because I've been trying to build a platform on YouTube for so long. So anyways, with that being said, let's get right on into this video. I went to Cane's and I got, didn't I say no ketchup? There's my chicken, here's my cane sauce, here's my bread, and here's the fries, and here's my Arnold Palmer with easy ice. All right, this isn't really gonna be a mukbang, I don't know. If those are still a thing, this isn't that, because if this is gonna be anything like my last story time, I had all this chicken and I really didn't eat it. I got Cane's. Let's get started with the story. So, as I said, this story time is about my first ever hookup with a man, obviously, and I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, like hooking up with a man while I was in high school. So this story time takes place in 2018. I was 18 years old. I was a senior in high school. I was actually like freshly 18. I don't like to say like freshly 18, but like I was freshly 18. My birthday is March 3rd, and this happened like in the middle of March. The middle to like towards the end of March. It was March 23rd. I had been 18 for 20 days. It was March 23rd. Don't ask me how I figured out the dates. It's because I had a pep rally that day, and I literally posted this video of the pep rally literally the day after. Again, senior in high school, 18 years old. I graduated in June, so I had like 3 months left of school. I was one of those kids that was very like repressed sexually, and I didn't come out until literally my senior year to my friends, not my family. Just my friends, because my family is a whole nother story time. We'll get into that, because this will be a whole series. I can make a whole Pride series about my gay experience. I did not mess around with anybody that went to my school at all, because I was just never that type of person. Like, we go to school together, I gotta see you every day. Y'all are really not that attracted to me. I mean, I had crushes and stuff, don't get me wrong, but like, I was just never that bitch that was like, oh yeah, let me fuck my friends. I really like how I'm trying to make it seem like I had a conscious effort to not ever mess with nobody, and it was my decision. When in reality, no, I was just ugly. Like, I used to look like this. I wouldn't want to fuck me either. I was very self-conscious about my body, about my face, just everything, because I just felt like I was very unattractive, because no one just ever seemed to have interest in me or showed interest in me in that type of way. And you know, that really fucks with you, hence why I was very sexually repressed. I always just wanted to be a very submissive bottom, and I just wanted to be like taken advantage of, and really just like, I wanted to experience all that, because like that was my fetish. And I also had this thing with white boys. I grew up in Victorville, California. It's nothing but rednecks. It was very redneck, it was very racist, it was very much Victorville, Hesperia, Apple Valley. Google it. I think Victorville used to be a sundown town. So of course I always had this fetishization of being with like this white man, this muscular white boy is not like them. Not like them. Not at all like them. I wanted Derek Martin. If y'all have ever seen these people's videos, y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially Derek Martin. Derek Martin, I used to get into Derek Martin real bad, but
You want me to whip my dick out? And I'm going to. But I'm gonna tease you first.
Yeah, I was that type of bitch. I wanted to be called the F slur. I wanted to be slapped. I wanted to be choked. Ah! Oh my God! So yeah, I turned 18 and I said I want to experience that and I'm ready to be a bottom. So I got on the dating apps. If you're familiar with these dating apps, Grindr is like, they have all the profiles and you just like scroll through who's like in your city and you select who you want to talk to. And I think Jacked is the same way. I don't know. I haven't been on these apps in a while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Jacked and Grindr are pretty much like the same. Surge was the gay Tinder. I think they were literally promoting themselves as like Tinder but gay. You actually had to like swipe left or swipe right, and then if that person like also swiped right on you, you would match. They gave you more of a bigger radius of people to choose from than Grindr and Jacked. So what I mean by that is like Grindr and Jacked, they would only show you profiles from people that are like within your city. I think it's like, I don't know how far out that they go, but I would only get people from the high desert. With Surge, I was getting people all the way in like Orange County. I was getting people from Riverside. I was getting people from San Bernardino. I was getting people all the way in Los Angeles, Culver City. I was getting a wide range. I was getting a big, wide range of people to choose from. So I was just scrolling and a scrolling and a swiping and a swiping. I matched with this guy. We're gonna name this guy A. He had like, not a bob, but he was white and he had like that not the Jesus haircut. He had hair in one picture, no hair in another picture. Well, not no hair, but like a haircut. A picture of him, I think like at the gym or with his shirt off or something like that. I don't know. He was just very attractive and I couldn't believe that he matched me. So we match and we start talking. He is telling me about himself. I think he said he was Armenian. He owned a business. He lived in Los Angeles. He didn't tell me exactly where in Los Angeles he lived in, because a thing about growing up in California, people will say they live in Los Angeles, but they'll be in like Pomona. We're talking, we're finding out all this information. I'm telling him like I'm 18 years old and I'm still in high school. And A ends up telling me that he's not really looking for anything serious. He's just on the app to try and like mess around because like, I don't know if he was bisexual or like just curious. It was giving bisexual though.
It was actually giving gay.
He doesn't see himself getting married to like a man. So he tells me all that and I kind of like put that in one ear and let it fall out the other, because this man is telling me stuff that he wants to do. He's telling me how beautiful I am. Like when I tell you I've never been talked to like that before, and that really just did it for me.
And I was ready to get married.
This man was just saying everything that at the time, I feel like I needed to hear this stuff because, again, I was very insecure about my face. I was very insecure about my body. I was very insecure just about like everything about me. So all that stuff he said about he can only fall in love with women, in one ear,
Out the other.
you're gonna wife me. He tells me all that. He like reassured me that I find you really attractive and I wanna dig in your gut. So we just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And it comes down to the point where we start talking about, you know, meeting up. Again, I'm in high school. I don't have a car and I don't have a license and I don't have a job and I don't have any money and I'm a broke ass bitch. So I tell him that and he's like, okay, we can work something out. So I'm like, I live in Victorville. I can give you my address. And let me tell you this, because that was my first mistake. Well, actually, that wasn't my first mistake. My first mistake was
Sending nudes to some random man on a dating app.
or my second mistake was giving him my address. I gave him my address and he typed it in And he said, oh my goodness, you live like 3.5 to 4 hours away from me. I'm like, no way. I've experienced LA traffic before, but it never gave like 3.5 to 4 hours away. This man sends me a screenshot of the estimated time of arrivals. It was like 3.5 hours taking a toll road. And if you don't take a toll road, it's like 4 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. I said, bitch, I know you fucking lying.
I know you fucking lying.
Maybe we can think of something else. He's going to get me an Uber down the hill, and we were gonna meet up, and he was gonna book us a hotel, and we were gonna spend the night, and we were gonna experiment and do a bunch of stuff. Y'all. So he ends up telling me that, and I'm like, I don't have any money to like reimburse you or anything like that. He's like, no, I got it. Bitch, when he told me that, I was ready to get married. I said, you know what? Let me pack my bags. I'm actually gonna drop out of high school, and I'm actually gonna go and be with this man. And so he had to like go get ready for bed because he had like work in the morning, and he had like not a very strict schedule, but he had shit to do. After we get off the phone, or after we stop texting, I'm like, how am I gonna like work this out? Because I have to like come up with some type of lie to my mom. I just had to come up with some type of excuse for me to be gone Friday night to Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I always had stuff going on at school, either with my cheer team or with rehearsals and stuff. So I just made up this lie that I had a cheerleading party for my high school cheer team, and there was gonna be a sleepover afterwards or something like that on next Friday. So I ended up telling my mom that I really expect you to keep up with your chores and keep your room clean and stuff like that. So she tells me that. I'm like, okay, bet, I'm just gonna keep up with my chores. So the week goes on. I'm going to school where I'm texting A, and I'm trying my best to keep up with my chores. At the time, I don't know why my room was such a fucking mess. For whatever reason, while I was growing up, I just had a dirty ass room. And at the time, I just felt like, if you don't want to see a mess, don't come in my room. I can deal with my own mess. Like, please relax. It took me damn near till Friday to get my room all the way clean, but I was just like, day by day, getting my room clean, keeping up my chores. I forget what day out of the week this happens, but one of those days before Friday, of course, my mom and I just have this, not argument, because I was never the type to argue with my mom. I needed something, and she was like,
you're asking me to take you here. You have this little party going on with your cheer team and this, that, and the third. And
she was really just going off on me, and she was like,
you always only want to keep your chores done when you want something, but when you don't need anything, your chores are never done. Your room is always a mess, and I always got to ask you to do the dishes and take out the trash and this, that, and the third. If your room isn't clean by Friday, I'm not taking you here, and I'm not doing this, and you're not going to that cheer party, and you're not going to do this, and you're not going to do that.
Mind you, like, it's a few days before Friday before I got to go see this man. So I'm like pissed off, of course, but at the same time, I'm like, I am gonna go see my man. Thursday, my room was clean, but my mom wanted it to damn near look like a model home. No dust. The floors needed to be completely vacuumed. I couldn't have not a speck of crumbs. She didn't want nothing under my bed. My closet had to be completely clean. The top shelf of my closet needed to be organized. I need to move the dressers out the way and vacuum where underneath the dressers. My mom just wanted everything clean. She wanted dust, vacuum, everything. Mind you, it's Thursday. My room was clean, but it wasn't that clean. So my mom had me do this thing where once my room was clean, she would need to look at the room and see if it was clean to her liking, and then she would let me do whatever it is that I needed to do. She comes in my room, she's like,
oh, look under your bed, oh, look in your closet, oh, there's trash underneath your dresser, under your bed is not clean, and these floors do not look that vacuumed, and
thing after thing after thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. And she's like,
I don't know if you're gonna be going to this little party because your room is this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. You still have until Friday, but I don't know if this is gonna blah, 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 blah.
Y'all, I'm pissed off because, again, like, I told her on Thursday, not Thursday in the morning. This is like Thursday evening, like nighttime. Like, I'm tired and I got school in the morning on Friday. So y'all, she tells me that, and I literally start busting a move. Like, I do everything she asked me. Y'all, it's late at night. I vacuum, clean under my bed, clean under my dresser, wipe down the dresser, I dust the room, I do everything because I'm trying to see my man. I'm trying to see my man and I'm trying to get my back blown and I'm trying to do all that stuff that I was saying in the messages. I got it done at like, maybe not midnight, but like 11:30, close to midnight. My mom was asleep. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be an extra layer. Tomorrow in the morning, she's not gonna wanna look at my room and she's not gonna wanna give it any type of attention, and she's gonna drag it. So I go to bed and Friday gets here. I wake up bright and early, go right to my mom's door, knock on the door. She opens the door. I tell her, hey, my room is ready. She was like,
I'm not checking your room this morning. It's early in the morning. I gotta get ready for work.
so I'm like, here we go. She closes her door and she proceeds to get ready for work. I get ready for school. So we're getting in the car and I ask her if she checked my room. She's like, no, you know, I don't have time to do that early in the morning, and I'm gonna check it when we get home today. And after I check it, then you can go to your little thing after you get home from school. So y'all, I get out the car, I go on my bus, and I'm like upset. As I'm on the bus, I start texting A, and A starts telling me about, oh, he can't wait to see me today, and
I don't know, he's just talking to me like he's my husband. Like, I really just felt like he was my husband. Like,
at the time, y'all, he was just really doing it for me. Like, good morning, how did you sleep? Are you ready? I can't wait to see you. You make me happy, and I have butterflies and this, that, and the third. Like, this man was really... So we start texting, and he tells me, oh, I booked the hotel, and the hotel is really nice. It's in Monrovia. Let me know what time you're out of school so I can book the Uber. I can have you Uber from your school immediately right down to the hotel so we can just meet and we can spend the day and spend the night and have as much time as we need to spend together with each other. When he said the hotel was booked,
I said, fuck my mom checking my room.
I made up in my mind, I'm not going home after school. I'm going to see my man. He's not my man. I said, oh, the hotel is booked. I'm not going home. I'm going to see my man. Sorry, mom. Gotta go see my man. I arrive at school. He tells me that he has to go and do his little business because he owned a business, and he owned a gym with his friends, and they were like doing a building renovation, or they were just now buying their building and renovating it. He had to go and be a project manager because he was doing whatever he was doing with this building. And I had to get off the bus and go to school. As the day is going by, I'm just like really thinking hard about how I am going to pull this off with my mom, because like I really just didn't want to go through the emotional mental drama and her going off on me about how I take advantage of her and use her. The end of the school day comes and I don't go home. I don't get on my bus to go back to my bus stop and go home. I am waiting for my Uber to come pick me up. The Uber comes and picks me up. I get in the car and I start heading down to Monrovia. So I ended up texting my mom. I don't even want to say like manipulation or like gaslighting, but it gave manipulation and gaslighting. I texted her,
I know we're having issues with my room and me doing chores, but I decided to just take it upon myself to go to my little cheer party thingy because this is my senior year. I really just want to enjoy my senior year. I understand that you will be very disappointed in me, but rest assured, I will have my act together. I'm going to do my chores and I'm going to stay on top of it and blah, 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 blah.
I gaslighted the fuck out that text message and sent it to my mom. And see, this is why my mom had an issue with me. Now I understand, because like, y'all... Mind you, I had never done something like this before. This time I manipulated my mom. Like, this was the one time, like, I can definitely say I definitely manipulated my mother. I send the message. She just didn't respond. She literally just, like, didn't respond. So I think she just, like, came to terms with me making my decision and being, like, defiant. I'm in the Uber, and I'm heading down to Monrovia, and me and A start texting. And he's like, hey, so I'm actually gonna have the Uber drop you off at a Starbucks that's nearby, because before we go to the hotel, I actually wanna like see you in person and like maybe we can talk a little bit. And in my mind, I'm like, the hotel is booked, so if you decide not to take me back to the hotel, I don't know how you're gonna get your money back. So I arrive at the Starbucks. I text him that I'm like at the Starbucks, and he comes outside, and y'all, this man, A, is just perfect. Like, he was like shorter than me, but not too much shorter. He had to be like 5'10". He had this shirt on that like you could like see his pecs. He had like this nice little fade. He just seemed like boyfriend material. He had like a boyfriend body, like just real fine. He had these jeans on, black shirt, nice haircut. He smelled good. Like he literally looked like he owned a business. He looked good in person, y'all. Like damn near better than his profile picture. Not even damn near better. He looked definitely better than his profile pictures, y'all. Like
this man was a solid 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. I don't want to give him a 10 out of 10, but he could have been a 10 out of 10. Like I'm trying to downplay it just a little bit.
So he comes outside, he introduces himself. I introduce myself. He gives me a hug. Y'all, he gave me a hug, and this man smells so good, y'all. I was ready to bust down right in that parking lot, actually.
This man gave me a hug. I felt his muscles through his shirt. He had a really firm, oh my goodness, he had nice arms, and he had a real firm hug. Like, oh my God, y'all.
And he was actually like,
You know what? I think I've seen enough. We don't even need to talk. Just get in my car and we can head to the hotel.
I was like,
Yeah, I agree.
He pulls out his car keys. He presses the unlock button. I turn around and look at the car. Tell me why this man has a black Audi.
A black Audi.
He says, get in. I said, bitch, who am I talking to right now, man?
You own a business. Your body is tea. You smell good. You got a nice haircut. And you got an Audi. And you got money. And you live in Los Angeles. And baby, this man was doing it for me so bad, y'all.
Now, I don't know too much about Armenians and stuff like that. I think Kim Kardashian is Armenian, right? Armenians are fine as hell. If all Armenians look like that, Armenians are fine as fuck. Gotta get, like, they look like some type of, Armenians are fine as fuck. I gotta give it to them. Okay, so anyways, we get in the car. This man's car is
I love dealing with a rich nigga.
like, he had leather seats. He had a real good sound system. He had a touch screen. He had Apple CarPlay. He even let me connect to the Bluetooth, y'all. So we start driving to the hotel. We start talking and we start telling ourselves about each other. So he's like,
I'm so nervous because I haven't had that much experience like hooking up. Like I don't do this often.
so he was like, what about you? I was like, oh, I'm a virgin. Like, I am a virgin. I have never done this before. Because he asked me before and I told him that I was a virgin. He thought I was joking and stuff like that, especially some of the videos that I was sending him. And so we're just having like conversation about like ourselves and like getting to know each other. We get to the hotel, it's real nice. We go into the room, we sit down on the bed, and we're just like talking. He was like,
I don't want to force you to do anything. If you're not comfortable, it's okay. We can really take our time.
he put on Rush Hour. We're just watching the movie and we start like cuddling, and he like has this arm over me like this. And he tells me that he's starting to feel H-word and he wanted to see how I felt. I'm really shy, y'all. This is my first time. I'm 18 years old, freshly 18, y'all. And I had never done anything before, like ever. So my nerves were going. He's like, there's no rush. If you're okay, I can take off my shirt and you can see how you feel about that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And he takes off his shirt and y'all, his pecs were giving. I'm getting all googly eyed. And he's like, is this okay? And I'm like, yes. He's like, you can take your shirt off. So I took mine off. He took his pants off. I took mine off.
I'm gonna whip my dick out, and I'm going to.
And we're just laid up.
With no clothesline.
And y'all, this was my first time ever like kissing. I had never done anything, y'all. So we start kissing. I'm feeling, his breath smells so nice. You can tell he just had all the time in the world to prepare for this. I just got out of school. So we're just laid up kissing and making out and this, that, and the third. And he's like, do you want to shower together? So we get in the shower. We're like washing each other, touching each other. And y'all, I had never touched another man's sexual organs before. So y'all, I'm like really just, so we're just like in the shower, washing each other off and kissing and making out. And y'all, I gotta give it to him. This man was very romantic, like, especially for being my first time. It was a real good experience. Like, I really enjoyed being in the shower, being all wet.
being wet in the shower, rubbing on my man.
I'm getting him all soapy and sudsy and this, that, and the third. And y'all, it was a real good experience in the shower.
This was my first time ever slobbing on a knob. The first time I did it, he still had soap on him. So I got a mouthful of soap. We just stood in that, y'all, we were in that shower for like 30 minutes just messing around. He sat down on the floor and we were on the floor like, we finished messing around in the shower and we get back in the bed and we start cuddling again. We're laying in bed cuddling and kissing and making out and stuff, and he was a real good kisser, like real good tongue, just real good. So y'all, he puts me, how do I explain this position? Is it doggy style? Ready to take back shots. I'm tooted up and arched back and my chest is on the bed and I'm in position. I assumed the position.
Assume the position.
So he's like, oh my goodness, you're really tight. And he's just looking at it, y'all. He's not doing nothing. He's just looking at it. I don't want to hurt you. I'm gonna take it slow. I know there's like videos on certain websites where people are like putting toothbrushes and cucumbers and stuff like that. I've never done that. Ever. Like never. Like ever. No fingers, no toothbrushes, no nothing. Which is really bad when you're trying to like do stuff back there, because like you gotta start from somewhere. So he's digging around in there for like a good 2 minutes, and it's really, he's like, it's giving tight, it's giving virgin, it's giving, I can't do nothing with this, because y'all, this man, when I was providing fellatio, this man had a mouthful of meat.
Cock. It was a mouthful of cock. I don't know why I'm trying to like not curse or use curse words and stuff. It was a mouthful of cock.
He's like, I don't want to hurt you, because he obviously understands he's not like the smallest of the small. So he's like, we're gonna give this a rest and we're just gonna experiment with some other stuff. Y'all, that was the day that I had really figured out that I really love to so I'm just going at it. He's like,
oh my goodness, you're really good. Like you're really good. Like you're so good. Like you're really good.
She's really good.
He's just telling me how I'm really good at fellatio.
Sucking dick. Gawk 5000. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to like censor myself. Girl, your videos are not monetized. Go ahead and say it.
This was also the day where I figured out that I'm not really the type of person that likes to have stuff done to me like that. Like, I'm not too fond of getting fellatio performed on me. I don't like getting head.
But I like getting my booty ate though.
So he had like already beat his meat before we met. So he's like, I don't think I can do it again.
I was devastated because I really wanted to swallow his kids that day, but he kept jerking off because I kept sending him videos while I was at school.
So after I give him some more, he decides that he wants to try the back door again. So we start trying the back door. He was playing inside of me for a good 5 minutes. Like,
now just some clarification for when I say playing around, I mean he was doing that, trying to loosen me up with his fingers.
I was a little bit too tight and he didn't want to hurt me.
He didn't take my virginity, y'all. And at the moment I was hurt. Like, I wanted him to just force his way in, but I'm glad he didn't, because after experiencing it, that shit hurts. And he was big. Like, he was a good 8.5, and he was girthy too. Like a handful. Like, it was giving handful. Like, he was not small. And I'm really glad he didn't, because that just really showed like he cared about me. Like, he had my best interest at heart. Like, and I really do appreciate him for that. Like, hey, if you're watching this, I fuck with you still.
We give that up. We just start cuddling again. We finish the movie. He gets a phone call and then he hangs up the phone and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to do this to you, but I have to go and do something, because he owned a gym with his friends and something had happened with his gym, and whatever he was gonna do was gonna be real time consuming. So he was just like, it's better off for him to just go back home and all that stuff. And then he's like, before I order you an Uber back, we can just go to In-N-Out and eat real quick. So We drive to In-N-Out. So we're like waiting for one of the people with the tablets to come up to the car and like take our order. And we're just talking about In-N-Out, and he's telling me about how he loves In-N-Out and he would always get In-N-Out, and he loves to get the little lettuce wrap and the avocados. And he starts telling me about how much he loves avocados. And when he was younger, he would always just come out. Did I tell you guys this guy's age? This guy was like 26 years old. Damn. After work or after college or whatever, he would go to In-N-Out and he would just like buy avocados from the store. I don't know why I remember that one random fact, but he really loved avocados. But he would always get the animal style this and the animal fries that and the this, that, and the third, and just explain to me how he loves In-N-Out so much. So I'm like just intrigued in everything that my man is talking about, because like, of course I'm going to sit up and listen to my man talk about his passions. So I'm like talking to him about stuff that I like to eat. What was I talking about? Olive Garden? I liked Olive Garden at the time for some reason. As I'm talking, he's like just looking at me like this, like he has his hand like this, he's looking at me, and he's leaned up on the door, and he's just looking at me like he's mesmerized, or like he just has this like lust in his eyes. And I catch him just staring at me, just giving me the googly eyes, right? And I'm like,
are you okay? Like, what's going on?
And he's like, no, I'm just looking at you, and you're just, I don't know, like he just couldn't explain the reason why he was staring at me so hard. So I'm like, it really made me feel special, y'all. Like, we order our In-N-Out, we get our burgers, he parks on the side of the road, and we're just eating, and he finishes his food, I finish my food, and we're having great conversation, y'all. Like, the conversation, y'all, was perfect. Like, he was talking to me, he was showing interest. Like, this was the first time in my life where I feel like someone genuinely like cared about me. The conversation was there. Like, I was there, he was there. It was perfect, y'all.
We were just talking and staring into each other's eyes, and I'm not even a talker. Like, I'm very socially awkward. Like, you really have to be important, or you have to make me feel comfortable for me to just want to talk.
But anyways, he orders me the Uber shows up, and I get in my Uber and I go home. Y'all, that ride home, I'm just thinking of my future with this man, y'all. Like, I'm really just mesmerized about my experience, y'all. Like, I was in euphoria. Like, I wanted to run away and be with this man. Like, dead ass, I wanted to run away and go live with this man for the rest of my life. I get home, I think I got home at around like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Go to sleep, wake up the next day. My mom, honestly, like, my mom was not even tripping out. Like it really made me question like what the issue was, like why my mom was like going so hard, because like my mom says nothing about the situation before. I'm not in any type of trouble. My mom doesn't have any type of like attitude. She's not acting differently. She's just fine. So I'm like, what the hell was all that issue about? Me and A still continue to like text. I can tell that he was getting a little bit more like reserved. He would not text me as often, and mind you, we didn't have each other's phone numbers. We only had each other on like Instagram. So it would get to the point where I would like message him something on Instagram, and he like dead just like wouldn't respond until like hours later. So I'm like, okay, it's whatever, because like honestly, I'm not the type of person that sits on the phone all day and like text people. And one day when we were texting, I texted him that I was gonna be going to the beach. He starts telling me, he doesn't know if he'll be able to meet up with me, and he has stuff going on and he's sorry. And I forget how we get on this topic, but he's like, he basically started saying that I should like start dating other people and like start getting like experience dating other people or something like that. I don't want to talk to anyone else. Once I find somebody, I'm ready to just like submit to that one somebody, especially at that time of my life. Like, I really just wanted some type of stability, and I really just wanted somebody to confide in. I really wanted him to be my person. Like, A was
Supposed to be my man.
I think when we met up that day, he might have like had some similar feelings as well, because like the way he was like handling me, looking at me in the car and just staring at me and stuff like that, like it was not giving one night stand. It was not giving hookup. It was giving, oh, we have feelings. Like,
and I really want y'all to understand where I'm coming from, because I swear I'm not being delusional. We were talking, when I say we were talking, we were getting into it. We were opening up. We were talking on a on a deep level. We were not just having small talk. It was not giving useless, pointless conversation. We were talking. Ultimately, what I feel like happened is that he started like realizing that, you know, feelings were getting involved, and he kind of just wanted to put his guard up and prevent that from happening, because again, like he said earlier, he can only really fall in love with women.
And also during that night, I think I forgot to say this, but when we were talking while he was waiting for the Uber to come pick me up, he was like, I definitely felt like our age difference, like our age gap, because I was 18, he was 26 or 25 or something like that. And he was like, no, that's not that much of an issue. Like, I really enjoyed like my time with you and stuff like that. But he really just like, he could really feel our age difference. And I felt it too. Obviously, I'm still in high school. I have a whole backpack in your car, and I literally have school the next week. So the day comes where me and my family go to the beach, and I ended up texting him that I'm like at the beach. I sent him a picture. I'm like, if you're free today, you can definitely come by. And I was with my family, y'all. I really was not thinking, but I was like, if you want to come down and we can hang out. He's like, I can't make it, but enjoy your time with your family. He stops texting me that day. Like, it was like the middle of the day, when we got to the beach, and the whole rest of the day, he did not message me. I kind of just took that as a sign to like, I started falling back as well. I started to realize like the situation that I was putting myself in, like I'm really starting to catch feelings for this guy that I had just met. So a few days go by, no messages. I go back on Surge. I find myself like looking at my matches again, and his profile was gone.
Y'all ugly.
Like, his profile was gone. Like, he deleted his profile or something like that, because I could not find his profile. The next day goes by, I'm like on my Instagram. I had seen his story, and he was like in his car, and he had like the back seats down, and he had like 50 planks of wood in his car. So I swipe up and I say like, oh, that's a lot of wood or something like that, with a smirky emoji. He doesn't respond, and the rest of the day goes by and he still doesn't respond. Mind you, I'm not like double texting, or I'm not like trying to like push a conversation, because like when you show me you don't want to continue talking and stuff like that, I'm not gonna be that weirdo that's just like, hey. A couple days go by and I'm like, he didn't say anything like at all, which was weird. So I go to my Instagram and I go to my messages, user not found. Y'all, this man blocked me. That really hurt my feelings, y'all. Like, I really have feelings for this man. We were having such good conversation, and I think that's what did it. Like, this man filled a void in my life that I really needed to be filled at that time. Like, I really just needed an outlet. Like, I could confide in this man.
Cuddling and sucking dick and stuff played a pretty big part in that too. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, it wasn't just confiding in him, it was the intimate stuff too.
My feelings were hurt. I wanted to cry. Like, that literally sent me into a depression. Like, I was bad, y'all. Like, I was real bad. But anyways, y'all, he blocked me, and that's it. That was my first time ever hooking up. That was one of the most magical experiences I'd ever had. Like, I am happy to have had that as my first experience. He just did everything right. Like, he was really romantic. He took care of me. Like, I had no means of transportation at all. If this man decided to leave me stranded in Monrovia, this man could have kidnapped me. This man could have killed me. He really just made me feel like I was worth something in life. Oh my gosh, that's so deep. That's so deep. That's really it. I'm still blocked to this day. Am I still blocked? Can I'm pretty sure I'm still blocked, and I don't even remember his Instagram name.
Guys, I went scrolling on my Instagram. Y'all, the messages are here. Y'all, the messages are there, and I think I'm unblocked. I'm not gonna message him or anything, but y'all, the messages are here. Yeah, I think my standards might have changed, because I don't remember myself being head over heels for this dude, but You know what? I'm gonna put it right here. The profile picture is not giving what, like, no. Maybe he got older. I don't know. It's not giving though. All right, y'all. I was definitely being a little bit harsh. He's not ugly. I'm looking at his profile picture right now. He's not ugly. It's just, I really just remember this man being the finest thing alive. Like, maybe it was because he had a nice body. Like, the body was bodying. He was going to the gym. I was just horny because he had a big everything. Like, yeah, I was just horny. And y'all, I was definitely saying he owned a gym. It wasn't a gym. It was a cafe, because I'm reading the messages and I'm talking about I want to move to LA and work at his cafe.
Boy, if you don't get...
Yeah, I changed gym to cafe.
Anyways, with that being said, that is going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, share, like, and comment. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.